ready for the pushback?
So for the viewers back home, the tournament is a round robin, so every goal counts, every point counts. So both these teams will be going out first of all to bank the win, and then of course to look at goal difference, because that could count at the end of the tournament for the positions in the rankings.
Yes, round robin. 3 places at the Junior World Cup at stake here. And you know, for the men, it's going to be hosted in India, and for the women, it's going to be hosted in Chile. Namibia getting off to a flying start already in the Egyptian 23.
So Namibia playing with a 3-back. Okay, they've gone and pushed one of their centre backs through the middle. It's quite brave, you know, against Egypt, but. Yeah, the danger is if Egypt get the breakaway that you're a little bit light at the back, you know.
It's brave, but I suppose one could also look at the confidence that the coach might have. I mean, usually I think years back, as Namibia was starting to find their game, we were a bit defensive, trying to load the defensive lines. But now I think, as you said, we're closing the gaps between our bigger brothers and more experienced brothers, and we're trying to take them on, you know.
Best form of defense is
a good attack. Get in. A good attack, absolutely.
All right, so Owen Hatton has the ball, trying to break through a few Egyptians.
Very strong run with the ball, actually. I quite like to watch him on the ball. And with the Egyptians right now, we had the captain, Kamal Said, the captain of Egypt.
Yeah, player to watch, I hear.
Player to watch. I was speaking to the coaching team, and they said he is absolutely crazy to watch. Also one to watch is their number 28, who wasn't on the starting lineup, but number 28 is actually only 17 years old, Aldalash Mohammed. They said he is young, but he is one for the future.
That's amazing.
Just shifting the ball now with Matthew Lenson and Giovanni Handura. And Egypt just being nice and patient, as you can see, not overcommitting, just kind of tracing and tracking where the ball's moving so that they can kind of force Namibia into a mistake. You can see how they're forcing them into a corner there.
Yeah, there's a player-on-player press by the Egyptians, so anybody that makes a mistake or panics, it's going to cost them.
It's going to cost them in around the 23 area. It's very, very sensitive. You do not want to give away a short corner, or penalty corner, as the others might call it, in the opening minutes of the game. That just sets the tone. All right, Egypt attacking very aggressively on that short corner. They're in the circle, backhand. Oh, woo! That was just wide. And Namibia have to be careful there. What an attack from Egypt.
And you know, what a great shot, eh? In such confined space, to get a tomahawk away like that, you have to be decent.
Reminds me of the short-handed forehand. That's almost what it gave off there.
The short grip.
Yeah, short grip. You know, that short grip.
Yeah,
that's
from 1920.
Yeah, when we started
when sticks were still wooden.
and Cypher, like oh my days.
And they were 35 inch.
The inches matter. Every inch matters.
That's what they say. Size counts.
All right.
So Egypt are really moving the ball nicely, and the thing is, the connections work. I think if you compare this to the ladies' game, you know, there's someone that's on the end of the ball, and they're able to trap it and do something with it. So it's a good start.
It's a good start, and it's just one of the defining features. I mean, the ball speed and the connecting passes. But I suppose, to some respect, testosterone is a hell of a drug, Trevor. And you can see just the difference in terms of speed. But the good thing about the girls, you can still see that they've got good technical skills. Some of the girls throwing about 25 to 30 yard overheads, which is awesome to see for women's hockey. Not shy to throw an overhead or to try aerials.
Oh, that's a great bypass from Matthew Lassen.
Brilliant bypass. And now that ball's going into the pocket, but Egypt just seeing it out. So, Trevor, just have a look at this. You know, I'll be licking my lips if I were one of these 6 teams here. For the Men's Junior World Cup, you'll be playing against teams like Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, Australia, India as the host, England, amongst many others. You know, for the women's, the Dutch, who dominate women's hockey over the last 10 years, maybe even 15 years. The Germans, Argentina, China, the Aussies. Aussie.
You should know the Aussies quite well. But Pens, I think the thing is, you know, once you break, you know, and you qualify for a tournament like that, you will have to get used to be playing against the big names.
100%.
I as a coach, what I like to do is if I go into a tournament, I like to prepare the team as though they've qualified, and then who will we be playing when we get there, you know? Because after this tournament, you'll be at the next level.
100%. And then you don't want to be re-preparing.
No.
You know, you've already got your mindset to what do you want to execute at the World Cup stage. Of course, they say finish the plate that's ahead of you.
Yeah. So first chukka, first few minutes, both teams are playing it safe. You know, there's nothing extraordinary right now. It's just basic, good, skillful hockey. I think they're testing each other out.
I think with what you said about England having a higher ranking, they're probably a bit more confident in shifting the ball a bit faster, more aggressive. But Namibia is definitely not shying away from competition. A strong tackle from Namibia's number 17 there. So they're not shying away from competition, but they are definitely probably they don't have as much possession as Egypt, but they're not shying away. I mean, it might even be a technical approach from the coach. Wait for them to make the mistakes, gobble them up, and hit them on the counter. That's
what a save.
Attack there.
That is an awesome save.
One would think it's a save, but the umpire is actually signaling for defensive hit out. I don't know if that's correct. I thought that was a save as well.
That should be a long corner.
It should be.
No, there you go. It's a long corner. So well done to Rylan Bombosh.
Yeah, what a save.
It's a great
what
save.
A save. That's
this
a great
save. Looked like it was going to goal. There you go.
Oh, that glove.
Great save.
Okay. Great save there.
So Namibia on the attack, Owen in the midfield, a great through ball intercepted by Egypt, and they begin to build up an attack once again. There's some big Egyptians out there.
Yeah, the boys are not, and Hassanain Mohammed on the ball, who was trying to find the forward runner there. You know,
he's a big guy.
He's a big lad, number 13.
But notwithstanding, our own JAC Fourie, also a big guy, just throwing a beautiful overhead to the halfway. There's our Swakop Munda. And our inline hockey player.
Circle penetration. That's a
across the face of the goal. That was really good 3D hockey.
And once again, you can even see just the difference. I mean, when we watch the Kenya-Zimbabwe game, the boys or the men, I mean, they don't want to be called boys. The men probably were trying to utilize the 3D skills a lot more, especially around the circle.
They definitely.
And that is really where hockey is going now. The defenders be flat and they'll gobble you up. So you have to go aerial. And maybe lacking a little bit in the women's game, but they'll get there.
Great tackle from Sean Irwin. Sean's based in the UK, studying in the UK, so he's playing there. And he made himself available, came back for trials, and we'll be able to see a little bit more of Sean Irwin.
That's a great stat there. Another interesting stat, Namibian player JAC Fourie, his younger sister Nicola Fourie actually just played for Namibia as well in the previous game. Yes. So some family lines here. Yeah. You should know all about family lines in hockey. I mean, your family is a great hockey family, and you even have some of your players who are brothers in the same team. Yeah. What do you think that has to do with in terms of player development, to have someone else who's also playing or family member?
Pens, it does help because of the passion. You know, if the family are passionate and those genes are passionate about the sport, what we find is a lot of the kids grow up in an environment where they're at the hockey fields the whole time because their mom and dad play, and then they're playing with the ball, practicing their 3D shooting. And then, of course, baby sister has to tackle, older brother or act as goalie. And then you find that the baby sister also ends up playing hockey as well. And it definitely does contribute to being able to play quite well. But we do have some family lines, Bender, that should maybe not play hockey.
Egypt were asking for it, and they got, I think the co-umpire just signaled there that there may have been a foot. And this is really the first big test of the game.
Yeah. For both teams.
For both teams, really. How does your battery set up and how does your defensive run-up look like?
Well, you can do the 2-2, so you run the box and you allow the ball to go down the middle, and your goalie makes the save. Otherwise, you go the triangle, three up front and one on post, which I think is what Namibia will probably do. And I think Egypt will go for the drag.
Let's have a look. Oh, good speed on the drag, on the push. Oh, and they fumbled it a little bit there. Absolutely. Good defensive running. They took advantage of that. It's a bit, It's a bit harsh, I think, because Egypt made a bit of a mess of that, but second chance.
But they didn't panic. They forced another one, so let's see what happens now.
Okay, second go at another short corner.
So the norm of hockey, double castle, you know, to try and fool you which they're going. But
easy, straight at the keeper, very easy save for the goalkeeper. One thing about him, the Namibian goalkeeper, he's so relaxed and so unbothered about certain saves. Very, very good youngster coming up. You know all about working with a young goalkeeper. How is that for you, like in terms of going into competition, having a young goalkeeper and just making sure their mind is?
I think what's important, because I can't claim to be a world-class goalkeeper coach. So what I normally do is bring in the experts, you know. So and again, I think where we're very privileged is when you've got these well-experienced, you know, guys like DJ Strauss. You know, I know Ryland's being coached by DJ. He plays at Saints, our club. He plays at K5. He plays at PSI, and he goes to extra sessions with DJ every week. Plus, he's playing school hockey, club hockey, and I don't think you could ask for a better trainer than DJ Strauss, who's been around the block. You know,
DJ might come a long way. Look, Trevor, hockey is very expensive, and one of the things that we have to acknowledge is whenever a sponsor is involved and just making sure some of the teams can get here. I mean, the Ugandan team unfortunately were late and had to forfeit their first game. So the Egyptian government, the management team just wanted to have a huge shout out to the Federation President, Mr. Ashraf Farhad, and also the Egyptian government, the support that they allowed for the boys just to be here. It's awesome. You know, it's an opportunity for them to showcase their skills. In terms of Namibia, their main sponsor was the Retirement Fund Solution, RFS. They were their main sponsor and allowed for the players to get their kits and everything. Norflex, Electro Boost, and then Spa Namibia. So we thank all these sponsors who have allowed the players to be here and showcase their talents. Hockey in Namibia is not easy, and you would know as well, having had to try and raise some funds to go and perform at a certain competition.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, hockey is not a well-funded sport as soccer or rugby or cricket, so we really dig deep when we need sponsorships. But I think at this level, you would expect your governments to come to the party, you know, and be able to subsidize. You are representing your country, and every little bit can help. But the private sector is always there, you know, always needed to jump in and give you that extra that can, you know, maybe buy you a decent kit or, you know, get someone on board, a buyer, a physio. But yeah, I mean, we appreciate every cent we get, but it's I think it's a tough ask in this sport.
Yeah, it is a very tough ask.
But anyway, so far evenly matched game.
Yeah, so far evenly matched. I mean, there's not really anything stand out. And once again, it's the first game. You know, you just want to allow for any mistakes to happen on their own. You don't want to over push yourself and then get caught on a break. You know, and I'm sure over the halftime, that's really where they're going to try and execute the game plan, because you've had time to analyze. Oh, that's a very lucky ball there. The Namibian team caught sleeping there.
Yeah, that ball came across the face of the goal. If he got a touch, it would have been in.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, look, I've noticed in all the games, you know, being the first day of the tournament, the first chukker has been a little bit subdued, you know, if each team trying to feel each other out and see what's going on. And then as the game progresses, it starts getting a bit tough.
And especially in the previous game when we were watching Zimbabwe versus Kenya, the fourth quarter was action-packed. There were cards, there were short corners. And it's a chance for Namibia once again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Beautiful chance there. And really,
great stick save.
Great stick save from the goalkeeper. Okay, we've got Christian Durand on the ball. Very, very good and technical player. Wins another.
Just outside?
Just outside.
I see Chris got a new haircut.
Oh, good combination play, JP Brits.
Egypt calmly play the ball out, turn it over, play it out, and still under pressure, but yeah, the confidence is so big.
I mean, that is Jamal Ali who was number 8 on the ball there, and just very, very, very well composed on the ball.
No stress.
No stress. You know, as a coach, that's what you want. You want a defensive player under pressure, but just cool and collected. Don't want him panicking and giving unnecessary long balls and turnover again. Okay, Mr. Mohammed Gamen on the ball now, and then plays it to Ali. Ali looking to eliminate the player there, trying to get a circle penetration. Namibia's Matthew winning a free hit there. Very, very good skills just to get out of that pocket, and he was under pressure there, 2-on-1.
Unfortunately, he tried to throw an overhead and threw it over the clubhouse.
It's an over clubhouse.
The Egyptians returned with the overhead, but it's pulled down nicely by Namibia.
Yeah, that's the correct call there. Did not allow the player to control that ball.
Your opinion of the overhead rule, Pens?
Look, the overhead rule has been changing a little bit. I don't quite favor this new rule to say that the player is allowed to intercept, but I think these rules are always made to allow for the attacking player to get advantage. So even if a defender's under the ball, if you do an interception within those 5 yards, it will give you advantage. But I'm a bit of an old-fashioned bloke. Allow the defender the 5 meters, bring it down and keep playing. But I mean, I can't really. How about you?
So we end of the first checker,
End of first
0-0, yeah, stalemate. So yeah, just on the overheads, I believe any rule where there's interpretation or what's it, where there's
room for interpretation, gray area,
then it's not a good rule, you know. I'm just
old-fashioned. Give me my 5 meters.
That's it. All right, so we're going to view a few of the highlights of the game. Yeah, there's the back stick shot.
Look at that back. Just very, very little back left, and just narrowly missed. No, I agree with you, because unfortunately, sometimes if it's a grey area, and then it leaves for subjective interpretation. So one person might apply it more strict.
Absolutely.
Give away short corners, especially in the circle. I mean, in the past, you couldn't necessarily throw an overhead into the circle, but now you leave the defenders almost without room to maneuver because they have to stand off a player and just watch him take a shot. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, and the interpretation of distance, you know, by the the human eye, for me, it's I want to see a tape measure out there. You know, but anyway, FIH are in charge of the rules, and
look, I think we'll leave them out, and then maybe they should have every quarterly player review of how the players find the rules.
Or they can just listen to our interview.
We'll change the course of hockey from here. I would like to thank NBC once again for broadcasting this tournament. You know, it's not often that Namibia, and shout out to the Egyptians who will obviously be watching from Egypt. It's not often that Namibia and Africa and the world get to see hockey on TV.
Yeah.
So big thanks to NBC Sports for showcasing this event.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having your child playing in another country, far away, you can't get there, and you want to know what's going on. Now you can view it live. You know, I mean, it's really, really...
the streaming site doesn't work in your area, doesn't work in your location.
Don't phone me.
Don't phone me. So absolutely, really big credit. And also just a shout out to our union president, the Namibian Hockey Union. Shout out to Windhoek High School and the Davin Hockey Trust.
You're doing a lot of shout outs.
Hockey is not easy. We've got to thank those who are involved in allowing things to happen, you know. It's a thankless job for most. So I'm doing the most.
Absolutely.
Doing the most.
Yeah, it's very privileged to be at a venue like this, you know. So Egyptian on the attack once again.
They're growing into the
Great
game,
tackle
Trevor.
from JAC.
They're growing into the game. There's really lots of attacks. And the beautiful thing, which we also saw in the previous men's game, is the ability to change channels if one channel is closed. They do it so quickly and so well.
Yeah, it shows you the standard of the tournament. I mean, that was a 0-0 game. It could have gone either way, but
Oh, great take there. That's good
JP
initiative
Brits.
from JP Brits there. On the counter-attack with Namibia. Let's see what the Myberg boy do. Ooh, oh, great tackle there. Unfortunate. Egypt absolutely cool and collected. Mr. Hassanain Mohammed. Phew.
Yeah, that's
So
world-class defending.
World-class defending. Under pressure.
But how's that break from JP? I mean, that experience that he brings to the Namibian side, the Namibian captain. I mean, running through the midfield, giving a ball on the end of a stick. You couldn't ask for more.
Strong running as well, very aggressive and with intention to cause damage, you know. And the beautiful thing that you saw is he didn't just pass and watch the person go. That forward progression that we try and encourage in our junior players. So pass the ball and keep running to create the overload. Okay, slowing it down a little bit. And then once again, great ball to Namibia. Forward pass there. Unlucky, just couldn't get on the end of the stick. And unfortunately, it's been quite a common theme for the hockey, that final quarter pass, just not connecting, you know?
Even in the girls' game, the previous game, those connections in that last quarter.
And here we have the umpires, Loe Brin from Zimbabwe and also Mashoko Munashe from Zimbabwe. Shout out to them. See, I'm still giving out shout outs. I'm Oprah Winfrey for today. Everyone gets a shout out. So shout out to you, Trevor.
I'm going to look under my seat and see if there's a present. So, yeah, 12 minutes to go and, yeah, still evenly contested game.
Very, very even. Everyone has a chance here. And I think as a coach, you kind of just want that 5-minute buffer to really, really establish yourself. Don't concede. Don't give anything away stupidly, and just try and really consolidate the team plans over the longer time tour. Oh, that's great defensive work there. Put yourself in the line. And it's good to see that the goalkeeper is switched on. No.
Yeah, he's really started with a bang.
Got caught. Got caught on the ball there, and this could spell trouble for Namibia. Circle penetration for Egypt. Oh, 1-2 pass combination. Go! Oh, well done. Again. Absolutely. With the stick. You well know, done, in the circle, you do that, and you're just at risk of giving away a stroke or a short corner. He's just made contact with that ball. Oh, that's surely not 5, but advantage there.
It's Christian Duran with the back stick.
Okay, and surely a long corner there.
Will be off an Egyptian stick. But a world-class save there from Ryland Bombush.
Yes. Absolutely. Right on there, you know, with the stick as well. So those are the things that you kind of want to have your senior players getting under control. You can't pass the ball into a red stick.
No.
You know, that's just, now there's a turnover.
Yeah, the girls' game, this double turnover was really bad in that game. You want to keep possession. When you get that ball, you want to hold it until you get an outcome in the circle.
So once again, as you saw, Mr. Basel, number 11 for Egypt, also, according to the coaching staff, one of the players to look out for. And you can really see he runs with good speed and he's got his head up, always looking and scanning for the next pass.
So I think key in this game, Penda, will be the midfield control. I think like soccer, whoever controls the midfield is the team that will, get the edge over the other team. And at this stage, it's evenly contested.
Look, the battle of the center is a recurring theme in any sport. I mean, if we consider football, if we consider, even for example, squash. If you dominate the center, even in chess is a sport, Trevor. Even in chess, if you dominate the center, you dominate the game. Even if you dominate the center,
even in JAC, okay.
In checkers.
Okay, that was a bit dangerous. Well done, Jack, getting stuck in there. Jack free. So I'm sure we'll be getting the possession stats a little bit later. At this stage, looks 50-50.
It looks 50-50, but I would probably say, if anything, probably Egypt have that 55 or 60.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't be anything too much in it. And once again, that's just this might end up being costly. Did well to recover that. Maybe a professional foul outside the circle.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Got lucky not to get away with more.
It could have been a card. I must say the umpiring today has been outstanding. I think a game is only as good as your umpiring, and There's been very little cards given, you know, and the umpires have controlled the game. And like this game, you know, you don't even realize they're on the field, which is a good thing.
Yeah, the game has been flowing for as much as possible, and I think they understand that once you give that first card, you set the tone of the rest of the game.
Absolutely.
Oh, good movement of the ball there from Namibia, just trying to, again, change the angle of attack there. They've switched the ball from the left side to the right, now going on the forehand attack. Again, that final pass, Trevor, that would be so frustrating.
Well, you know, what was so nice, Pens, is that arc and then that pass to help side.
Yes.
And then when you get stuck, you go back again.
Go back again. Don't be shy.
No, don't go through a red shirt.
Oh, there's great skills.
There's the skill of Giovanni.
Great skill. Oh, and he's won.
Well forced, Joe.
He's won.
I don't know if I should be clapping. It's a bit biased.
No. We're applauding the technical skill, Trevor. We're applauding the technical skill. But I mean, you're not even from Namibia, so there's no bias there. Neither am I.
But that was a great run from Giovanni. Very Some really good 3D hockey, and he's got his team their first PC.
Yeah. Let's see what they can do with it. Who do you think is licking their lips on this one?
I have no doubt JP Brits will be the key stakeholder in this one. I think he's going to go for his drag. He does it for the men. He's been doing it at university. So I'll back JP on the first one. Test the Egyptian defense.
Test the goalkeeper, Mr. Mustafa. Let's have a look. But it's all important how the drag is. Let's see. That push-out is absolutely brilliant. Oh, great run out from the Egyptians. Great run out for the Egyptians. Just put the body on the line. It might be a real ward.
It's a real ward.
Might be a real ward. But it was a really good run out, you know. Even if it hits your foot, you don't want that ball to go through you.
Yeah, you know, we playing at international level, we've learnt you have to run at the ball, body on the line.
Yes.
And you have to take it for your country. Eh?
Yes. How about that push out though? Allowed the trap. The push out was really nice and quick. Hopefully they can add even more fuel to that and allow the drag to take place. Oh, straight at the keeper.
Straight at the keeper. Good
Easy
save.
save. Very good save. He did his job. You know, he was asked to make a save and he's done so. Oh, good 1-2 combination there. Let's see what they can do with it. Yeah, they were looking for another shorty there. Good defensive work from the Egyptian team. All right,
so there'll be a bit of a counter. The long ball through to...
The captain there, Mr. Said, with a brilliant long ball, river ball there, number 10 for Egypt, Kamal Said, brilliant river ball, and you can see the frustration on his attacker's face, number 30 for Egypt. Yeah, he was really upset with himself because he understands what that meant. It was one-on-one with the keeper. Trevor, you used to be a striker in your day, one of the players that, I mean, as an attacking player, I think people should have modeled their playing style around. What was it like for you in terms of attacking? What were you looking for to get that advantage over the defender?
You know, Pins, I was an out-and-out striker, but in our days, unfortunately, we weren't at the level of, you know, these guys. And we always struggled against, you know, Egypt and South Africa. So, unfortunately, in order to be able to get the ball, I would normally play the role of midfield. Because, you know, hanging up front as a striker and never being able to get the ball. But I also think we played very negative hockey. You know, our team talks used to be, okay, let's start. What press we playing? Half court, you know. So I then, you know, in order to get the ball or be in the game, I played midfield. So the key is to have a really good midfield combination that can distribute the ball, get it to you, and then you can do the rest. You know?
Very awesome observation.
So yeah, if I had a JP feeding me, you know, I probably would have scored quite a few goals.
You would have banged in a few.
I would have.
You would have banged in.
I would have made Mustafa look second.
Shout out
to Mustafa. Mustafa, we love you.
But you were quick, Trevor. They may not believe it, but they had to see it. Thunder, lightning.
Yeah, I try to tell the kids that, they just laugh at me now.
Refer them to me. I'll vouch for you.
Thanks, Ben.
I'll vouch for you.
Okay, so still a stalemate. Both sides just playing it safe. But some really good hockey. Technically, some good stuff.
Very sound. And look at this Egyptian team, just being very patient and not afraid to recycle that ball. The captain's on the ball again. Mr. Said looking for that long ball into the circle. Very good call for the umpire. And that's the danger there, you know. I mean, again, there it's interpretation. You know, it's like who was there? Unfortunately, we can't see it, but who was there and who?
Of the 5 players under the ball, who was there first?
You know?
Anyway, I'll give the benefit of the doubt to these world-class umpires.
Oh, unlucky, the legs are going. I quite fancy Abraham. He's only 17.
He is,
scholar at St. Paul's College in the Valley of Kleinwindhoek.
Yeah.
Very, very good player to watch. And I think
I just want to make a point. I would have made it to that ball in my day. I'm just saying.
Lightning.
But not to take anything away from the young Mr. Graham. There's still years of exposure ahead of him. So, again, the contentious thing on the technique of the overhead, I think we've seen quite a few being thrown, but possession being lost.
Turnover, yeah. The overhead you want to use in special moments.
Space,
special moments. You know, there's indiscrepant use of the overhead here, and I think that maybe that will come with a little bit more experience, knowing when to use it.
There's 2 times you should use it. One is to relieve pressure, you know, when you're at the back, when you're really under a lot of pressure. And the other is throw it into space, you know, and let one of your guys get on the end of it.
100%. I don't know if I always try and refer players to the Knowles and Govers combination at the Olympics. The ball's played into a clear open space and it's just tipped into goals.
Yeah.
Good use of the overhead here. Yeah. Good umpiring there, just asking the players to calm down. Maybe things getting a bit physical there. You can understand what's at stake.
Definitely. You know, I must say in my day, Egypt were really fiery and aggressive, and every blow that was blown, they would, you know, attack the umpires. But in the last couple of years, I must say, they've matured so nicely. They focus on the game, you know, and you know what? A game like this is going to be heated, and you can understand every now and then they're going to have a go at each other. But they've really come a long way from, you know, composing their aggression into the game and not towards the umpires. But again, in hockey opens, the umpires are well protected, you know, compared to soccer. You know, like you have to respect the umpire, whether you like the blow or not. They have the power of the whistle, and yeah.
And I was saying, you know, just in the previous game, about 99% of the times the players actually do understand, one, that the umpires are most likely correct. Because even when we use referrals, you know, only when the player's 100% sure that the umpire, you know, they ask for referral. Because even then, the umpire says you can ask for referral if not, and if they're not sure, then they just don't refer.
I don't want to talk about soccer referrals right now. I mean, they have everything and they still get it wrong. How's that possible? But I must say, they need to take a page out of hockey's diary, because we seem to get it right. The no offside rule, the VA, you know,
our referrals.
You call it when you need it.
Yes,
you know, and they get it right.
Yes, they do. And even with the players as well, if the players refer, most of the time they really hold on to their referral until they are really, really certain. Yeah. Egypt on the counter attack here, and surely this is going to be dangerous.
That could have
been
very
lucky. Very lucky, because number 11 there for Egypt, Mr. Basil, one of the players to look out. He was on his bike. He was on his bike.
Sean used that UK experience
to just get in the way there. Oh, great run out there. Just smothered that ball.
Oh, and a second save.
Smothered that ball. Very, very good technical. Oh, good execution of his skill there from the goalkeeper. Very, very good. If I was the coach, I'd be definitely patting him on the back.
I tell you what, that was the double save at this level. Ryland Bombosh, well done.
No, very, very well done. Do you think maybe football should introduce 2 referees? The referee is not able to keep up.
Well, they've got 3 right now.
Oh, they do. Yeah. They've got the linesman, another linesman, and the VA.
And the VA. No, I think they need to take away.
Oh my days. Anyways, warm welcome to anyone who's just joining us here. NBC Sports. I'm Pendapala Namjebo, one of the commentators.
I'm Trevor Cormack, and if you're not at the game, you don't know what you're missing.
Oh, nothing beats live hockey. Absolutely brilliant. We've got Namibia versus Egypt. one of the fixtures for today. And Namibia's on the counter-attack. They're trying to break the deadlock.
Again, the captain's just so composed.
But you can see with him, I mean, he's one of the players that has some senior experience. He's played at least at 2 Junior World Cups. So all that experience is really coming to the forefront here.
Again, a bit of a mistrap by the Egyptians at a crucial time. Christian Giron, bit isolated, but yeah, not doing anything stupid with the ball. Great ball.
Great ball there, surely. Surely. Oh, that signals the end of the first half. I was actually surprised. You know, you're just so focused in this game. You know, you get drawn into the game because of the action. And when the hooter comes, you think, what do you mean 15 minutes are up?
I don't know how I'm going to last 4 chukkers. But anyway. So 0-0, a really evenly tasked chukker. So both teams, I think, a little bit conservative. But I think we'll start seeing it pick up now.
100%. The coaches now will have had 2 quarters to look, 30 minutes to look at what the opponents look like, how they're setting up, where the weaknesses, and how we can penalize them. And if the Zimbabwe-Kenya game is anything to go by, the 3rd and 4th quarters are going to bring fire.
So there's a proud Mr. Bombosh, Frank Bombosh, sitting there under the gazebo. He can be really proud of Rylan right now. Great first chukker. He's kept Namibia in the game.
Absolutely.
A couple of onslaughts by Egypt, and he made some really good saves.
Absolutely. And I think anyone should be proud of their sons making those saves. Yeah. The only thing as a coach is you're also asking your defensive unit to maybe tighten things up, and the goalkeeper should not be making so many saves.
Absolutely. No, I don't think he'll be inviting them to the ground. So, Penn's coach's perspective right now after the first chukker, Egypt?
Look, I think that Egypt are probably still feeling out the turf. I know that they don't particularly like the sand-based turf. They're used to that water turf and used to the ball really skidding over there and moving fast. But as the coach, I would say we're still the dominant figure. We're still the higher ranked figure. The score is 0-0, but we just need to be patient and force them into the pockets and areas that we had them before. So Egypt are really squeezing them high up, forcing them to make the mistakes with the turnover, and it's just about utilizing the turnover. And as what you mentioned before, cut out the double turnover. Like, you can't win the ball and not utilize it. You win the ball and turnover, it's really useless. How about you?
Yeah, look, I think Coach Zakaria will be telling them to keep the momentum going. Yes. Don't do anything stupid. But there was definitely some opportunities that they could have put in the back of the net or got better outcomes from. But generally, I don't think he could be. There's 1 or 2 or 3 chances Namibia took that, maybe I wouldn't be happy with my defense with. And then, Coach Johan Veyer.
Coach Johan Veyer, long servant to Namibian hockey. I mean, look, to be fair, I think for him is also just in terms of the defensive unit. Ask them to pick up the players who are hanging higher. You saw the ball from the Egyptian captain there, Sahid, and it was a river ball through to one player. And they've got to be aware of those players. Totally. Just tighten up and not allow so many circle penetrations. We're just waiting for the statistics that will be coming up in terms of circle penetrations from Egypt. And you can see there they've had more circle penetrations, 5 compared to the 3. And the possession, really, I mean, you called it, Trevor.
I called it.
Are you a betting man, Trevor? You should be. You should be. That was clean 50-50.
50-50.
Absolutely well done. So 2 penalty corners each.
Look, I'm a statistics coach. I look at statistics, and I have this theory that when you're playing big guns, in order to stay in the game, you need to keep that possession stat at 50-50. If it goes slightly over, that's okay. But once it starts skewing in their favor, you can bet your bottom dollar, Penna, that there will be a goal scored or 2. So it's very seldom that when the percentages are this or very skewed, that a team has taken a huge lead. So we're very sensitive towards possession, because what you're doing is you're taking half the game away from your opposition.
That is true.
Okay, and then it goes down to those goals, shots, goals scored, stats,
Efficacy.
penalty corners taken, and that's and at this level, hey, every player is equal. Game plans are game plans that suit the team. It's all about who can put the ball in the back of the net and
who's
keep a
more
clean
efficient.
sheet,
Who is more efficient?
So, Pence, that's in the first chukka. We'll be going for a quick break and we'll chat to you after the chukka.
All right, awesome.
Behind every victory, there's a story. Behind every loss, a battle. This isn't just about the highlights, the trophies, or the roars of the crowd. It's about what happens behind the scenes, under immense pressure and in the shadows that few ever see. It's about uncovering the truths buried beneath the surface. This is Sport Uncovered, where we go beyond the headlines to reveal the hidden and untold stories of Namibian sport. This is not just about the athletes. Behind every performance, there is a system. Decisions are made by coaches, managers, owners, and administrators. These choices don't just influence games, they shape careers, shatter dreams, and define the future of the sport itself. Sport Uncovered digs deeper. We expose what happens behind closed doors, the challenges faced, and the dynamics that can make or break the game. This is about more than what happens on the field. It's about why sport happens and sometimes why it doesn't. No story is too small, no stone is left unturned. Sport Uncovered, where every move...
So welcome back, viewers, to the Junior Africa Cup in Windhoek, Namibia. We are busy watching Egypt versus Namibia. The score at halftime is 0-0. A game of 50-50 possession. A really evenly tasked game. Penda.
Hi, yeah, Trevor. Thanks for welcoming us back. It has really been a even affair right now. And I think at halftime the coaches were really going to get in there and saying it's the last half. Get in there, make the final passes count, and don't give away any silly balls.
Yeah. This is going to be a crucial, the third chukka, what do you call it, curse. This is where games are made or broken. So I think both of them will be going out now to try and get some advantage in this by scoring a goal, getting a PC. But I think the game can turn in this chukka.
So Egypt's Fouda Ahmed just waiting for the ball there as they're about to get ready for the pushback.
So far, standout players, Bender?
So far, look, I think Egypt's captain, number 10, Mr. Saeed Kamal, has been very, very solid in the back, and it's probably been the Namibian goalkeeper for the Namibians.
Definitely. Rylan Bombosh. He's had a really, really good first half. So I don't know what the delay is. Yeah, okay. So
Okay,
off we go.
off we go. Push back now. Egypt just throwing the ball around.
So they've got a 2-back system and they've pushed guys really high. Sorry, 3-back. So they pushed their players right into the Namibian half now.
Yes.
So they definitely have a goal to attack now and get something out.
100%. And as you can see, Namibia's kind of adopted this half-court press and just trying to wait for that mistake to happen.
And turn it over and then
Turn it over.
counter.
So for anyone who's new to hockey, you can only score a goal from inside the solid circle, that solid half circle, which is called the D, or the circle, which is where Egypt just make the penetration. Unfortunately, the ball goes out wide for a free hit ball from the line.
So just an interesting fact, Penda, and just correct me if I'm wrong. They've changed their goalie.
They look like they have changed the
It looks
goalie.
like
Namibia
Lyle-
has
They
changed.
brought on Lyle Brace.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, so here's JP Brits on the ball now, launching a counter-attack. And that's Zach Philander trying to chase that ball down, unfortunately not quick enough. Okay, so that's a defensive hit out again for Egypt. And as you can see, once Egypt get that defensive hit, Namibia just seems to be backing off a little bit, not overcommitting themselves. It's either 3-quarter or half-court press.
Yeah, so what Namibia are trying to do is just isolate some space and rely on a turnover to do a counter.
Hoping for those long overheads. I think Egypt were trying to use that, and so maybe they've recognized that maybe the overhead's a moment to try and create that turnover.
Absolutely.
And that is just an out ball there. So Namibia turns the ball over in their own 23, and let's see what Egypt can do with the ball.
So Egypt in the last quarter, normally teams would come out of that area to go, but they've gone straight for the circle. Again.
Very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky. So Egypt playing it back to their number 18, or number
Alright.
28, sorry.
So now they're recycling the ball
Yes.
right around to the help side.
Yes, and so for anyone who's new to hockey, the help side is the side where the ball is not going, where there's open space and there's a few players helping out in terms of just giving you the possession and the options. Okay, once again, just transitioning the play. They've gone from the right now back to the left. And then they might actually just throw it around again. Their captain, number 10, Mr. Saeed Kamal, throwing it over to his co-defender, number 4, Mr. Hosni, Mohammed Hosni. And it's unfortunately no one at the end of that ball, and it's a defensive hit out for Egypt. What do you think the Namibian coach told his players there, Trevor, in the halftime team talk?
Pens, I think I wouldn't change much. It's they're not doing much wrong. I think it's just really about trying to get better outcomes, and maybe trying to get the ball into that last quarter to get something out of it.
Another dangerous attack here from Egypt, Trevor, and that is another short corner. This is going to be dangerous. I think they've had their time to adjust, and I think any short corner against Egypt or South Africa can really spell danger. I mean, Namibia have JP Brits on their battery as well, but in men's hockey, short corners you do not want to give away.
No. When you've got those experts at the top of the D, you are actually working to get set pieces so that you can put them in the back of the net.
The pusher, Mr. Bassem Mokhtar. That is the pusher from Egypt. He's going to be injecting. Let's see whether he can give them a good ball.
I think Pence is going to go to their captain, number 10.
Let's have a look.
There you
It's
go.
number 10 indeed.
Oh.
And it's a variation. Oh, and Namibia absolutely brilliant running out there. Strong running. And even from the front lines who are coming back from the halfway line, an attack. And Namibia's leading in a counter-attack there. Let's have a look at this. Christian Duran on the counter-attack for Namibia, playing it to Ludwig. Ludwig van Rooyen. Oh, unbelievable. And Namibia win a short corner. Look at the reaction from the boys. They really want this one, Trevor.
They worked hard for that, and everything went right. Deliberate foot in the circle by the Egyptian. But the play was outstanding. I think I would have got the ball going a little bit quicker. We held onto it, which meant the numbers came back. But yeah, there was a lot of closure in the circle, and we got the PC.
Yeah, stems down from that running, you know, from the halfway line, running back just to do that reverse press, won the ball over, and then the transition of play from Durant to Van Rooyen, and then into the circle, and they won that free, that short corner.
So Ludie van Rooyen will be pushing out to a double castle once again. I have no doubt it will go to our very own JP Brits. I'm not sure if they're now going to look at an alternate, variation, or go back himself on the drag.
Let's have a look. It's that's a very poor push. Variation and
very scrappy shorty. At the end of the day, I don't think you should. Yeah, if you were hoping for an outcome there, you were really hoping big time.
Sorry to the Namibian fans who were hoping for a goal for Namibia.
But anyway, JP switched. Did you see JP switch to the second castle?
Yes.
And maybe with all that movement, you know, sometimes they say keep it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Kiss, isn't it?
Kiss.
All right, England. I don't know why I keep trying to. Maybe I want to go to England. Egypt now with an opportunity to launch an attack of their own against Namibia with a long corner. Playing it out, trying to crash that ball into the circle, as you can see, but Abraham Graham with a beautiful tackle there. Once again, Namibia with a counter-attack. Abraham carrying the ball towards the pocket, scanning and trying to find options. Turns inside, looks for the long paw. Oh, the ball's interrupted, but it just, I think it's probably a foot there.
Yeah, it definitely was. But some nice 1-2 play down, maybe too much too close. But they've got the outcome now. They need to make the
foolishly turned over there. And Egypt now also launch an attack of their own. JP Brits gets his foot on there. It's a ball from the captain.
Egypt,
absolutely brilliant forward. Yeah. And they're through in the circle with a shot on goal. Oh, what a finish, Trevor! What a finish! I told you about that number 11, Trevor. I told you. They said look out for him.
Look out for
on
Basil.
The backhand. Look at that, on the backhand, brilliant finish.
The goal was well constructed, a quick turnover, a great overhead to open player, elimination on the back stick, boom, in the back.
Boom, in the second post as well. There's a circle penetration on the left, Trevor, and we always say, circle penetration on the left, you want that second post. And it's a beautiful, look at this finish. Oh, unbelievable, absolutely brilliant.
What I also like, Pen, is there was someone there, you know, for the tap-in if he did go past the post.
Yes.
So really well executed goal, and Egypt 1-0 in the third chaka.
1-0 Egypt, and we did say that the third quarter is going to bring all the fireworks. We anticipated this. So 1-0 to Egypt here at the Dave and Trusker Hockey Fields, Windhoek High School at the Junior Africa Cup. Okay, Namibia trying to probably find their breath and launch an attack of their own, trying to equalize. And Owen Hatton on the ball here for Namibia, trying to find a pass, crash ball into the circle. Unfortunately, just slightly behind JAC Philander, who was leading into the circle from deep.
Yeah, I think Namibia now need to just be, you know, compose a little bit. They mustn't, you know, get a rush of blood to their head and do anything stupid. The game is still in, you know, in reach. They just need to pull one back, but just stay calm. They haven't played badly. It was just a really well-constructed goal that's beaten them.
Trevor, I must say, though, the goal itself was well-constructed, but it came from a mistake there, you know. And unfortunately, they just couldn't recover in time. And the Egyptian captain play that ball so beautifully into the space.
And the overhead, you know, to that free player. I mean, we spoke about the overhead and he executed well.
Beautiful.
And to be honest, Pens, most goals are constructed from an error.
That is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. Especially at this level. At this level, they make such few mistakes that you need an error just to give you that slight advantage. Okay, Egypt now launching an attack of their own again. Number 5 for Egypt, Mr. Ziad Salem. Giving that ball into the pocket there. Egypt going aerial. Beautiful aerial skills, and they're getting that short corner. They want the short corner. There's an injury there. And I think Egypt is just asking for a short corner, but the umpire is saying it was slightly outside.
Just outside. very busy circle there. I mean,
Very
so
congested.
so that 3D skill comes in handy, and he got an outcome.
Very congested. Here we go.
Oh, there's again a turnover.
Very good skills. That double turnover we're talking about, Trevor, and Egypt are really hounding Namibia now. And Namibia should really just try and find composure. And see, I'm anticipating that there might be a turnover here. Ball's just played too hastily, and it's a turnover. I think maybe should have calmed down a little bit.
Well, that's what I said to you earlier, Pens. I think you just need to really compose. You're not out of reach at 1-0. Yeah, and just build up and get a goal back, you know. But when you start doing silly things, could cost you a second goal. Then you're in trouble.
Then you're in trouble. Then you're chasing 2 goals, and then you're open. Yeah. All right. JP Brits on the ball now. He's dropped a little bit into the defensive structure. He was playing a bit higher up.
Yeah, I see they've gone into like a 3-back. They've pushed one of their centre backs, so they now, you know, need to attack a bit more. So they're pushing numbers into the midfield.
All right. That is the run.
Yeah,
and
that could be a card.
It's a card. It's surely
It's
a card.
just a matter which one.
Have a pick, umpire. Have a pick. Who do you want?
I'm not sure who got the card, but there's definitely.
There's definitely a card.
Great run from Christian. He sucked him in, and then
Very dirty tackle. Not dirty, malicious, but not nice to watch. You know? Okay, JP Brits wins the ball, turns it over, and tries to launch the counter-attack. That's Owen Hatton on the ball now. Abraham Graham on the ball. Unfortunately dispossessed. And that's Owen Hatton, unfortunately maybe dispossessed again. Just cannot find that final pass. The game is picking up pace now, Trevor.
Yeah, the Egyptians are looking very confident now. They're taking the game to Namibia. I think they're enjoying the 1-0 lead, and they want to, you know, a lot of times teams back off when they score. I think it's always best to really put more pressure because the biorhythms are in their favor. You know, Namibia are the ones that will be panicking, and you need to take advantage of that.
Egypt just throwing the ball around now, trying to suck the Namibians out. And again, the Namibians seem to have dropped in the half-court press, just trying to wait for the Egyptians to come at them, which could be dangerous, Trevor. Which could be dangerous.
Yeah, there's another turnover. So James Diacha. But again, he had nothing.
No options.
You know, no options.
But that's what the half-court press causes, Trevor, because everyone is back, and once you turn over, there's just no one.
Then you got to go on your own.
Exactly. That's how you run out of legs.
So I'm a bit worried, Pens. You know what normally happens in this situation? You go down and you start losing structure. And if you have a look, Namibia are now all over the place.
Oh, Basel again on that run. Look at that long, mazy run. Unbelievable, skillful player, that one.
Really good. So Namibia must just compose and get their structures back, and you know, the game's still.
The game is still balanced. The game is still balanced, and you still have an opportunity
it's still
to
in
draw
reach.
level. That's 100%.
It's still in reach.
100%. Do you think that maybe pulling JEP Brits out of that central area has almost limited the attacking options as well? Because now he's further back and can't really get that drive.
Normally in this case we would take players like JP and throw him, you know, higher
a
up.
Bit higher up.
Yeah, you know, try create something through him higher up. Because for him to, you know, create anything from back there is a tough ask.
We might go tournament, Trevor. Solo run from JP Brits from circle to circle.
Ernest Jacobs.
All right, Egypt now launching an attack. Number 27, Mr. Kassem on the ball now. All right, and now number 8 on the ball. Ali Gamal again. Kassem, back to Kassem. They're really throwing the ball around well here, Egypt. Kassem trying to find the circle ball. He's a bit crowded out here. Finds a pass to... Oh, that looks like a defensive hit out to Namibia. They were really trying to press that circle there, trying to force the circle penetration.
They are.
Okay, Brits with the ball now, trying to relaunch. So it was Ali Gamal who actually received the card there between the two.
Okay. So if you go into a 3-back, JP would be the guy I throw higher up, you know. So he's going to create something from there, but it's too far back.
It's too far back, and for him to carry the ball even 5 or 10 meters, it doesn't actually give you advantage.
At this level, it's a big ask.
It's a big ask. 5 or 10 meters from a defensive line, you're just back into your own half.
Yeah.
It's a
So
good ball.
great
there.
overhead
Great
from
overhead
JP into
the
that
space,
corner.
into the corner.
There's
And
the
Duran.
backstick.
Oh,
Great
great
defending by
steal.
Egypt.
Great steal. And Duran applying that reverse pressure, winning that ball. He's really committed to win that ball. I wonder if the umpire will call that back. I hope not.
No, he's let it go.
It was an accident,
Yeah.
I think. Okay, Webber on the ball now, trying to compose himself, trying to find a teammate. All right, and Namibia trying to attack down. Oh, unfortunately, that ball just went out, so Duran couldn't connect with Brits.
So Christian has really done a lot of work, and he's starting to. He looks like his legs are starting to tire a bit. Yeah, he's taken on the Egyptians, and so he's either up for a replacement, or you've got to put him somewhere where he can just, relax a bit.
It's something we talked about. We were just asking, how long can those legs carry before you're looking for the gaps? And there's a beautiful ball into the circle, and narrow miss there. And it's one of those things. Yes, just past the circle, but it's one of those things where the gaps are really starting to appear because the legs might be going. It's a long corner there for the Egyptians. They're just trying to suck the Namibians out, so they're shifting the ball again. Again, that ball into the pocket. Oh, brilliant skill there from Gamal. Unfortunately, it just didn't pay off. I think he's just trying to give a little lift over the stick there, Trevor.
Yeah, so you asked about the legs, Pens, at the Indoor World Cup. When we play South Africa, we would make change-ups at 5 or 6 minutes. Then when we went and did our prep in Europe, we were making changes at 3 to 4 minutes because the speed of the game, the ball speed, the pace of the game is just at a different level. So you can't run guys for 15 minutes in a game like this.
No.
So
it's going to cost you in the end.
It
But
will.
anyways, let's look. Namibia on the ball now, trying to launch an attack and trying to get that goal back. Really applying pressure here in Namibia. Just don't want the player to foul there, you just want to make sure that you can win the ball cleanly and keep the pressure. So Fourie on the ball. Fourie plays the ball to, is that Sean?
Sean
And now
Irwin,
looking, okay, so that's
JAC's
actually
looking
Fourie.
long one.
Looking for a long one, river ball to the corner. And Duran wins it through the legs. Oh, and he's looking for the short corner. Very smart play there from Duran. Unfortunately, Kasem just gave away a short corner. He's on the floor there, not really balanced.
Yeah, he dived into the tackle, and when you do that, you have to win the ball.
You have to win the ball. The umpire's going to award that short corner.
So again, against play right now, Namibia have now got a set piece opportunity.
Look, in the last minute of the game, so there's 1 minute left, you really, to get your tails back up and get back into the game,
You need to score now.
you need to make sure that you put this one away.
And don't play around with the ball now. Just keep it basic. JP's got to back himself.
Keep it simple.
Because the more left and right movements, you're going to make mistakes.
All right, Van Rooyen on the push. He's ready. They change the castle again. Brits on the ball. They slip it. Oh, great save. Great save, and it's a goalmouth scramble there. Goalmouth scramble on the line. And they were just trying to will that ball in. They just couldn't. Great save from the goalkeeper. But the variation seemed to work there. And it's another short corner, much better. Much better.
Egyptian player on the line also, he saved.
He was stuck in there. He was committed to not have that ball crossed in there. But the Namibians just trying to will that ball in. And here's the short corner again. So goalkeeper is poised. He's ready. And it's the variation. So great foot save. Doesn't get underneath the ball. And unfortunately, that looks like Fourie, who just couldn't get it there.
JAC, number 4, the Egyptian number 4, Mohamed Hossein.
Yeah.
I mean, to make that save on your knees, that takes guts.
Yeah.
So well done.
All right, let's see Namibia.
But a well-worked shorty, yeah?
Very well worked short corner. Okay, that's good speed. And they're trying the variation again. Surely you just want to direct attempt at goal, Trevor.
Yeah.
As a coach, you just want to direct attempt. The speed of the push out was good enough. The runners were not that quick to close it down.
Pens, you know what? If you do a variation and it works, it's really, it looks great and well done. But I still believe keep it simple. I remember we got advice from the Germans when we went to our first World Cup, and we were trying to do all these fancy variations, and they looked at me and said, push, stop, shoot.
That's it. Okay. Oh, we thought we were going to have one more attack there from the Egyptians, but that is the end of the third quarter. 1-0 Egypt. Oh, we've got all to play for in that last
Yeah.
quarter, Trevor.
So, Pens, as I said, the third chukker is always the curse of the third chukker. It either plays in your favour or against you. It's played in Egypt's favour. Namibia are now under a bit of pressure. But as I said, you know, from experience, you don't need to do anything stupid. You're still in the game, and you've still got a chukker to go to pull one back or maybe even two. You know?
Trevor, you were speaking a little bit about the Indoor World Cup. Just tell me, how was that? I think you did very well as the Namibian coach to take the boys and finish in the top 6,
Thank
didn't
you,
you?
Pep.
So congratulations on
Yeah, top 8.
Top 8,
Yeah,
sorry.
we made quarters and yeah, lost by 1 goal. But yeah, I was very happy with, you know, what we achieved. But as a coach, you know, when you sort of, I think every game we were 1 goal off of the pace, you know. We've come a long way. We used to really battle and get double figures against us. But to go to a World Cup at that level and really lose a game by 1 goal and come back scoring 3 or 4 in the last chukker was really despondent. You know. So I would have been over the moon if we'd just got the semi-final, which I believe we should have. And yeah, it just means we have to go back to the drawing board, you know, look at the new 4-year cycle and prepare ourselves for the next one.
And look, I think that's even a testament to Namibian hockey in general. I mean, the score is only 1-0, can you believe it, to Egypt, one of the kings of African hockey for any age group and gender. And the Namibian men are really holding their own here. Awesome hockey from Egypt. And even the goal that they took, a brilliant goal there. So let's see, the final quarter of this game, Namibia versus Egypt. 1-0, all to play for.
So going into the 4th chukker, we're going to see the coaches' tactics come out now. There's no way you can stick to a game plan.
Yes.
Namibia will need to try get an outcome and get a goal back, and Egypt need to hold the lead or to put another one to just give them a bit of a buffer.
And as you can see, they're being quite patient. They don't need to necessarily push. So just holding the ball and moving the Namibians from left to right, waiting for that space, waiting for the gap.
Yeah. So all they're going to do is they're going to entice the Namibians to come and fetch the ball and then rely on a counter.
Okay, Egypt captain, the centre back on the ball right now. Let's see, he's looking for an option, but there's nothing much there. Now it's Mr. Kassem on the ball. Kassem on the ball, and he plays it forward to, again, Basel. Okay, number 22, Fuda on the ball. He's in the circle.
Good
They're
tackle.
looking for a short corner, but it's a great tackle from Namibia's Giovanni. Okay, Sahid again on the ball. Launches the ball square, trying to change the angle of the ball. He was playing it to Hosni, but plays it back to his captain. The captain plays a long through ball to the number 17. That is Bassem. Turnover from Namibia. Namibia plays the ball, trying to hold on to it, trying to win the free hit, and they win the free hit out. So I think Egypt just trying to keep them in that corner there, and that's what you'll see. They'll just squeeze them and hold them into that corner.
Yeah. I just think when Egypt had the ball, Namibia's pulling right back to their 25 even.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a great tactic when you're 1-0 behind. And Egypt just need to take advantage.
Well, they're not going to force Egypt to play. I mean, as you saw, Said was very comfortable just playing the ball around them. I mean, you see now you've got Abda on the ball, and they're just comfortable to throw that ball around. And now Hosni on the ball again. There's a bit of a variation. Their captain has gone off as the right back or right centre back, and he's almost pushing the players up because Namibia is allowing them. That means that their circle is going to be overcrowded, and it's an opportunity for more players in danger, you know.
Yeah, they're dropping very deep, which means you're now defensive-minded,
Yes.
and I think 1-0 down, you should be a little bit more aggressive.
Yes.
It depends on what outcome the Namibian coach wants from this game.
Almost an elimination there. The ball's gone out there. So Bassem had a very, very good attempt at just trying to break into the circle, but the ball ran out. So I don't know. Does it feel like Namibia is trying to hold on to the goal difference and just not concede anymore, or do you think that?
I think in a tournament like this, there's 3 spots to the World Cup available. This is a team that's probably in contention, with South Africa to take the top 2 spots. If you content to sit for third, then yeah, it's maybe okay. But I think, you know what, if you want to try get a result against one of the top two, then you need to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I won't lie to you, Trevor, having seen the Zimbabwean Kenyan boys, I think they would want to have something to say about that today.
Absolutely.
The Zimbabwean Kenyan boys are absolutely fantastic to watch. All right, so it's another attack that is launched by the Egyptians here. Let's see what they can do with the ball. And you can see that everyone is growing more confident. I mean, their captain is actually even pushing so much further up the field, where
He is
as
very high.
in the first half, he was quite disciplined in being a centre back. Right now, he's confident just to
great
launch.
tackle
Great
there by
tackle,
Tommy.
nice and low.
By Tommy Turan.
Yeah, very nice and low. Number 6 there, Thomas Turon. Or Thron. How do you say it?
Turan.
Turon. Why do you guys, oh my goodness.
It's an Afrikaans.
Afrikaans surname. It's a silent, the H is silent.
Yeah.
Right, another free hit to Namibia. Abraham Graham on the ball now, launching. Oh, that is not a nice tackle. Very, very lucky there.
And lucky not to get a card.
Very lucky. Ahmed Fuda, lucky not to get a card there. It's again a turnover.
Again, hoping to get something out of an overhead and being turned over. Now the Egyptian, great tackle
Again.
Well done,
Turan.
Tommy.
Okay, Abraham Graham trying to lead an attack there, but Fuda, you can see how far up that captain is for Egypt. It's I don't know if it's a sign of them recognizing that maybe Namibia is sitting back, but that is a ball through, and surely just a nice little touch at the end of it.
A great run from
very,
Christian
very
Duran, a great ball into the circle. Giovanni just needed to be on the end of that.
Unfortunately, just went under or over his stick actually, unfortunate. Very, very good action there.
All right, so Namibia are a little bit higher now, you know, on the Egyptian 25. So they need to start being a bit more
A
aggressive.
bit more aggressive. What? How many more minutes? We went through the last 10 minutes of this game,
yeah.
you know. You can't. It's do or die, Trevor.
If you want a result. Sure.
It's do or die. Because imagine you still have to play Zimbabwe, Kenya, South Africa, and Zambia. You know? Okay. So Sean on the ball here for Namibia. He plays it over to Duran. Duran's looking for a pass, throws the overhead into the pocket there.
Yeah, again, the contentious overhead, you know, in regards to the outcome. Once the defender's under the ball, you can't win it in any form or manner. So you can feel the game, the tempo, funnily enough, you know, such an important game, is sort of dampened a little bit. I would have thought for the last 15 these teams would have gone. I don't know if it's the heat has taken its toll, because there's a couple of them that look a little bit tired, but.
Well, to be fair, Trevor, that can also be put down to Namibia sitting so much further back. So the Egyptians having a goal ahead don't necessarily have to exert themselves. They still need to play against Kenya. They still need to play against South Africa. If Namibia are going to sit back and not bring the game to them, they're not going to bother. So they're going to try and slow that ball down, kill the game in terms of just time.
Yeah.
So let's see how the ball goes. Okay, Namibia launching attack now. JP Brits has gone further up, and you can see the impact he has when he's gone further up from the start. So they're winning the ball further up, and they're actually leading the attack and gaining more possession.
That's what we said. You know, a player like JP, depending on what you want to do, you can strategically move him around the field, and you need to push him into attack now.
Yes. Okay, Duran on the ball in the corner. Great skills, and he's unfortunate there to be called back, because he really wanted to get that going. So Egypt have a time to set up. Duran with the ball here, leads it back. I think Namibia is trying to work the ball back around and change the angle of attack. Ball back to Sean here. Actually, Turan. And that's Myberg on the ball. Myberg plays it out wide. Then there's a ball to Van Rooyen in the corner. And Namibia will be looking for that short corner, surely. And it is a short corner. Look at the reaction from the Namibian boys. Brilliant skill there. And the Egyptian boys just getting at each other. That's not what you want. Keep your heads.
Christian Duran has opened up his tempo in this last chukka. He really wants
He wants it.
He wants to pull a goal.
He wants it,
back,
Trevor. He wants it.
And he's been really good in this last quarter.
Hatton seems to be favouring it. Let's have a look at where that ball goes. They have to pull it back, Trevor. Okay, ball goes to the castle. It's JP Brits with a straight flick, and this is what we were talking about. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. What a brilliant flick from Brits. Absolutely brilliant. And he's such a youngster, but the experience that he brings to this team, you know?
Absolutely, Penzi. He's a game changer. And I don't think it's a matter of if he's going to score, it's a matter of when. Yeah. I would have backed him on all 4 of the last shorties, you know, because at some stage he would have done what he's just done now.
I mean, look, we were just saying, keep it simple. Have the straight poke and ask the goalkeeper to do something. He asked the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper could not respond. 1-1 Namibia, Junior Africa Cup 2024, here in Windhoek, Namibia, at the David Truscott Fields. And Egypt, you see how the tempo picks up now, because they have something to chase. Egypt now also trying to consolidate and get their goal back. They're trying to get their lead back. The captain launches a crash ball into the circle. Short corner immediately.
So you see how the tempo is now picked up.
Yes.
Egypt do not want to sit with a draw.
Yes.
They want to get a result, and now they've upped the tempo and got a short corner.
Well, it's what we were saying, Trevor. I mean, if you don't need... one of my coaches, Luke Pennyfather, you may know him. He once told me when I was in grade 9 or something, a good show horse only jumps as high as it should. You know, so Egypt there were really just holding, and they didn't need to press. But now Namibia has asked questions, and Egypt want to answer.
Yeah, and I said I think that could be a mistake, because they needed to rather put more pressure on getting a second goal than to sit back.
100%. You called
Anyway,
it, Trevor.
set piece for Egypt.
All right, Mohab with the push out. Let's see, you think it's going to the captain? It's going to the captain.
No.
He's going, it's a variation.
It's
a
great
variation.
variation.
Oh, and they just missed that one. Namibia did well to hold their form and not overcommit, even though they were shifted initially.
Well executed
Yes,
variation,
yes.
but putting it past the right post.
Yes.
He had a lot of daylight.
He
in
had a
front of
lot
him.
of daylight. Okay, Weber on the ball. Now it's Handura on the ball. Left it behind a little bit. Good skills. Very, very good skills for Handura. He is very technical. Handura on the ball, leading a charge and looks for the inside pass. It's Hatton on the ball to inside. Inside there, Tron. Namibia on the ball in the circle. They're going to try and force something here, Trevor. It's getting exciting. Oh, it's a long corner for Namibia. I had to hold my breath there. I just didn't know what was going to happen.
I was also waiting, waiting in anticipation.
Waiting in anticipation. It felt like forever. Right, Namibia really have their tails up here. Duran was one of the leaders of this revolution from Namibia, you know. Leaders of the comeback. He really wanted it. Okay, Brits on the ball now. He's in the circle. He takes a shot. It's lifted. It's a bobble. Another long corner to Namibia. Whoa. Everyone holding their breath.
Unfortunate miss-hits. If he'd hit that properly, yeah.
I think it's going in the bottom right corner there. Bottom
so.
left, sorry.
Yeah.
And Duran on the ball again. He's going to find Duran here, just trying to switch it around. So Namibia really with their tails up, and they can smell blood here, Trevor.
Yeah, I think they've got the edge over Egypt on the biorhythms right now. And Egypt are panicking a bit. So.
Which is surprising. I think they've been cool and collected for most of the game, and now with Namibia's momentum, the crowd is getting worked up. They're just starting to panic. Oh, it's another crash ball into the circle, and unfortunate, just forced a foul there. All right, Hosni on the ball. He's trying to calm everyone down. Hosni switches the ball over to Omar Nassar. Nassar plays it to his right back, number 15 there, number 5, sorry. Number 5, Salem Ziad. And it's a huge gap.
That's a great ball across the field. Lots of
Huge
space
gap.
here on the side.
Space. Oh, well done.
That's the
Well
shorty.
done, Namibia. Well done. Absolutely well done. I thought that was off the stick.
It looked like
it was a foot.
Oh, it don't look like the foot.
No, I thought that was a stick, even the sound. But maybe they should refer it.
No referrals.
No referrals.
But a good defending from Namibia.
Yes. Matthew Lesson on the ball. He's carrying, eliminated his one player. Surely he should offload now. Took a while to offload, but he won a free hit, and this is a card.
Yeah.
This yellow card. And so this means Egypt for the last 4 minutes of the game will be one man down. That is number 5, Salem Ziad, getting a card for playing the ball when he should not. And that is just, again, legs gone, the mind's gone.
The mind's gone. They're under pressure, you know. Namibia have come back, and Yeah.
That's a great ball. Handura on the ball here, attacking the baseline. Plays the ball to the Handura again, looking for that short corner. Oh, he tried.
Great interchanging play there, really good.
It's really, really picking up here. Ali.
And Nam must take advantage now of the player short.
Ali just calling there for substitution. I think he may have injured himself. Number
Or
8.
he's cramping.
He's
you know,
cramping.
under-
The fitness. The fitness. Okay, Namibia really just trying to be disciplined here, trying to win the ball high, not forcing anything. But Egypt still one man down, but still able to get that ball forward. Oh, great skill there from Egypt. But what a tackle! Nice and low, flat tackle. And it goes to show. All right, here we go. Hatton on the ball, and surely this is another card here for England, for Egypt. That was a very, very, very bad tackle. Got physical. And
Egypt are in big
Egypt
trouble
are
now.
in big trouble. Namibia.
Namibia have got the edge. They need to take advantage of this.
The Namibians are circling. Salem Ziad, that was the first card. That's the first card. And then there was just another card here. They're in the circle now. Namibia might try and force a short corner.
2 players down. Namibia has to take advantage.
Oh! That is a short corner for Namibia, but surely they should have put that one in there. Their tails are up there.
Yeah.
And Mohammed Hassanian was the second yellow card for today. They are in trouble. They're in trouble. For a team that commanded most of the third quarter, you know, a little bit of the first phase of this fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden, I think it all started really with what you're saying with Duran. Duran was really launching that attack from a half-court press.
He demanded the tempo comes up, and with it, and also pushing JP a little bit higher has helped the cause. You know.
Let's see, can he get number 2 from this one? Breaths held. The push out. And it is number 2! What a brilliant goal from JP Prince! Keep it simple. In the same corner.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What a great goal. And look at what it means to the fans. Everyone, the Namibians are celebrating. I'm just celebrating because it's a great goal.
Was a really good.
I'm trying to be really impartial here.
Well executed short corner.
Well executed. You just have to ask if there's a referral. Does that ball leave the circle, Trevor?
It's a bit contentious, but without referral.
Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Does it leave the circle? So it's right on the line, Trevor.
It's
looks
very
right
tight,
on the line. Looks right on the line, but the umpire didn't see it, and they can only call what they see. 2-1 Namibia here at the Junior Africa World Cup, and what an upset this will be for Egypt.
What a turnaround in the
What a
fourth
turnaround.
quarter.
I told you, Trevor, the third and fourth quarters were the ones where the magic happens, and it is so. Egypt leading an attack, but the ball is out for a sideline ball. It's really picking up here. The crowd is bringing the energy. The Namibians can feel it. Do you think they will do the same, half court, or do you think they'll still keep going at them?
No, I think they can compose a little bit. The pressure's on Egypt. There's a man down.
2.
Is there still two men?
Two men. They
It's
both
still
got
time.
yellow cards. They got yellow cards.
Yeah.
And it's 2 minutes left of the game, Trevor.
Then they need to take advantage.
They need to take
they need
advantage.
to go.
Duran carrying the ball. He's been one of the
Key playmakers.
And this is unbelievable.
Owen Hatton.
Puts it away. It is 3-1 to Namibia. And who is the man who finds that pass? Christian Duran has just come to the front here.
Yeah.
He's come to the party. He drove his team, really picked them up. And we were talking earlier about the player who can change the game for you, Trevor.
Christian Duran has done that.
Christian Duran has absolutely turned this game on its head. They went from setting up a half-court press to 3-1 up against Egypt, one of the giants of Namibian hockey. African hockey.
This is a big result for Namibia.
What
hockey,
a result. Oh,
And
look at
what
that
a
finish.
yeah.
Look at that finish from Hatton. Absolutely great composure. And he's really, really good experience, right? Owen Hatton, you know him.
Yeah.
Great experienced player for
Yeah,
Namibian hockey.
he could finish. You put a ball on the end of his stick, he'll finish.
He will finish it. They say he can find the goalpost at night with the lights off.
Definitely.
Look at what this means to the Namibian players. You know, last 2 minutes of the game, you can hear the fans just shouting and cheering the home crowd on here. The home team is going. Oh, that's a bit of an obstruction there. Then the Namibian player ran across the Egyptian player, didn't allow him to tackle. Umpire just calling time. Incident off the ball. Don't know what happened there. It's between Philander and Egypt's number 30, Harriet Mohab. Oh, it's not Philander, sorry.
It's Darren Ensley.
Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, look,
It's getting feisty.
it will, yeah.
This is an absolutely incredible result, and we were talking about how Namibia are no longer afraid of the big boys.
Yeah.
You know, they set out their formation, they stuck to their guns, didn't panic.
And pulled it all back in one chukka.
Ramontada!
Yeah.
This is what Madrid were trying to do against Arsenal, but they couldn't do it. I think Madrid should take a leaf out of Namibia's page.
Totally. Yeah.
Last minute on the game, they're just calling for calm, but hockey, anything can happen within 1 minute, so they need to maintain their composure. It's a good ball out to the Namibian flank, and they're attacking down the base there. Van Rooyen on the ball, trying to win it, okay, and Egypt back on the counter-attack, trying to launch an attack of their own. Can they pull this back? Just turned. Ooh, no.
It looked a little bit higher, but the umpire saw otherwise.
I thought that was below the knee, Trevor. So let's have a look at this. Oh, that is a short corner. This is so trivial and contentious because on the other end for Namibia, the ball is played against them. So it's a very weird call. And we're talking about the subjective nature of this rule. You know, one umpire blows it one way, and in the other, the umpire blows it against them.
And if you use it properly, that's what you can get.
What you
mean,
can
it's a
get.
stroke, you know. So Egypt have a penalty corner.
They have a stroke.
A stroke. Yeah.
They have a chance to pull one goal back with 30 seconds left. What a save! Lyle
Brace.
He is an absolute monster! An absolute monster! What a huge save there! Lyle Brace keeps a 2-goal advantage for Namibia, and the fans are going crazy. If you are not here at the David Hockey Fields, you are missing out on a huge atmosphere here. I could not believe it. What a save! Absolutely read it like a textbook. And it is the last 20 seconds of this game. Surely Namibia can see it out. Absolutely. The fans are getting it.
Yeah. They're saying some nasty things to the players.
Nasty things.
But Sean was well composed there. He's doing everything you should when you have a lead like this. Just compose, protect the ball, and you'll get the blow.
What a result for Namibia. Trevor Cormack, this has been absolutely crazy. Who would have called it?
Penda,
Who would have called it?
they've just made history. It's the first time I think we've beaten Egypt. And what a turnaround.
What a turnaround. And we were talking about this. What was the head-to-head between Namibia and Egypt? We didn't know, but we know now that Namibia have pulled one over Egypt.
Thanks to a great fourth chukka.
Christian
Durant changed the game already in the third chukka when Egypt scored.
Yes.
Pushing JP higher, and of course a beautiful save from Lyle Brace on the
look at this. He just read it. He committed himself on
And
the
he
stick
went
side
there.
as well.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh, look at that. He stands over it. Oh, this was an absolute, and did we not say the third and fourth quarter, that's where the action is.
That's where the game starts.
That's where the game starts. Everyone feels themselves out.
And that's the beauty of hockey, Penda. You cannot write any team off until the end of the game. You know? Until the fat lady sings.
Until the fat lady
She was
sings.
singing. She was singing now.
She's I can hear her.
Yeah.
I can hear. What a great result for
result.
Namibia.
Yeah.
Great result. And
So man of the match has to go to Christian Durant.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Not taking away the performance of Ryland Bombosch in the first half. I think Christian Durant was really the game changer in today's game.
Absolute game changer. And to be honest, Trevor, you know, you think about the things that you were saying where Egypt were on the forefoot and should have just really kept on peppering Namibia's goals, but they sat back, tried to play the clock.
I think that was the coaching era of today.
Yeah.
You know, they had the upper hand. They should have kept the pressure on Namibia, maybe got a second goal.
Yeah.
And I think just being composed, and then, well done to Namibia for just,
Absolutely.
turning it around in that third chukka.
Absolutely. And it was even just a transition in terms of the tactics from, we're seeing some of the feeds coming through here, the highlights from the game. There's so many talking points. Just look at this backhand. Absolutely great backhand.
So this was right at the start of the game. You could have put Egypt 1-0 up. Missed second chance. Great save from Ryland Bombosch.
He really helped to keep them in the game.
He made some big saves today in that first half.
Look at these.
Some
3D
great
skills.
stick work by James. Inline hockey player, by the way.
What? Unbelievable. All right, look at this. Look at this. What a save.
Another great save.
Yeah, he really,
He
really
read
kept
that,
them.
shorty.
He kept them in the game. So here, the good play here between.
This was the double. Yeah, the stick save
the stick
onto
save
the
onto
foot.
the foot. You know, and it was good interchange play here between the Namibia. I mean the Egyptian players.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and yeah, Rylan really kept Namibia in the game. If you look at all the chances
Look
Egypt
at
had,
that's a double save.
double
there.
save. He really, yeah. If it wasn't for him in the first half, we could have been in trouble.
We could have been in trouble. It could have been 4-3.
Yeah.
Could have been 5-3. You know.
And once again, Pence, in hockey, 1-0 lead, a 2-0 lead is not enough. You know, to secure a victory. You got to keep working hard, and I think that was the demise of Egypt today.
Yes.
As they were trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead, and Namibia thought otherwise.
Look, it could even be argued that Namibia nearly gave away what is now a historic moment for Namibian hockey by sitting so deep. Maybe they were trying to catch their breath, but they went from a half-court press to saying, let's go and get them. We've got nothing to lose. Probably led by the charge of Duran there. He just wasn't having it.
Look at the emotion there, you know, of a player not getting on the end of his pass. You know, so
he just was not having it. But these finishes, JP Brits, look at that, right in the pocket there. The keeper had no chance. Unfortunate. It was just too good. Look at the reaction from the fans. And this was the variation where the Egyptian player, the captain, Sahid Kamal, had an opportunity to really also put one in the back there, but he put it wide. Look at this run from Handura. Brilliant run from Handura.
Brilliant stick work for such a young player.
And this is a short corner that was won by Hatton, and this is where
JP steps up.
JP steps up.
He does what he's good at.
He does what he's good at.
Yeah, and then I think the other weak point was Egypt's double card.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
At this level, Penda, you know, one player short is going to cost you. You know, and they were two players down. And as an opposing team, you need to take advantage of it. It's a brilliant stroke
what a
save.
Brilliant save. Look at him.
As you said, he committed to the right side, and he did what he's good at.
Look at the reactions from the Namibians. They know what it has meant for the history of Namibian hockey. Huge result.
Okay. So anyway, Namibia taking the game 3-1 against Egypt. The stats: 3 goals there, 13 shots versus 8. Circle penetrations, 8 to Egypt, 6 to Namibia. The possession game, there you go, went in favour of Namibia, and that was the difference. We said when that
starts climbing.
Percentage starts climbing, it has to play in your favour. Namibia took advantage of it. They had 9 penalty corners. JP came to the party very late in the game, but he banked 2 goals that were
Brilliant
the difference
goals.
today between them and us.
Absolutely, and most of that possession probably also probably turned over in that final quarter.
And Pen, another stats is the cards. I mean, 2 green cards, 2 yellow cards. You know, you have to be at this level. You have to be so disciplined because those cards cost Egypt today.
That is absolutely accurate there. Absolutely accurate.
So great game. I mean, it can't get better than this, but it can. South Africa are now playing next against.
And they wanted, Trevor. They wanted South Africa playing next against Zambia. Actually,
Zambia.
Yes. So they're playing against Zambia, and they wanted. You can see them. The boys already. They're focused. Of course, they also want to get some of the entertainment on for the fans.
Yeah.
They're very technical boys. We know them.
And difficult thing now to come on and play a game against a game like you've just watched. They would have been watching a bit of it, and now they see Namibia have now come back and won the game. So the pressure's on them a little bit. They need to go for goals against Zambia, as I said, in a round robin situation. You need to score. So if you look at today's games, Uganda didn't rock up, forfeited the game. South Africa won 5-0. The ladies' game, 8-1 to Zimbabwe, really picked it up in the second half. The men versus Kenya, a really evenly contested game, 0-0.
Yes.
So goal difference is going to play for that third spot there. And then Namibia women beating Kenya 3-0. And then the game of the day.
The game, clearly, surely we're calling it now, unless South Africa come with with all the artillery,
Yeah.
but we're calling this now.
Yeah.
I mean, the contest between the two teams, Egypt bringing the intensity, the speed, and then of course Namibia with the comeback.
Yeah.
Nothing beats a good comeback at home.
No. So 7 o'clock, viewers can watch South Africa versus Zambia. Been an awesome game. Pena, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to comment with you. And to all the viewers out there, if you don't know hockey, if you're not here at the Daven Fields, you've just missed a great game of hockey. You've missed history. Namibia beating Egypt for the first time ever at this level. Yeah, we're going to go for a break, and you'll be back at 7 for the South Africa Zambia men's game.
I'll be back for that game. Thank you so much, Trevor. It's been awesome.